Hello everyone and welcome to Lilly Sky Messages. This video is for the new moon in Taurus and it is a solar eclipse. It's happening on the 30th of April 2022. That's a Saturday, 10 degrees 27 minutes. The high peak is going to be at 1:27 p.m. and that's for Pacific Standard Time, so please definitely check out for your location. Please also join me on Patreon, help support this channel. You can check out more ways in the description box below. All right, so let's get to it. All right, got some pop-ups here, some things popping up here. All right, so here we go. So I wrote down a few things that I wanted to share regarding this solar eclipse. I feel this information will be very useful to you, so let's get to it. I know I enjoy learning about this over the past few years, and also from two books that I have, mainly this one astrology book here had some good information and also confirmed what I've learned from yoga and also from qigong, from those two traditions. Okay, so the solar eclipse, all right, it's known to be in the spiritual community as a chaotic energy. All right, now sure, it's good to look at, so we're not talking about the just looking at, you know, the astronomy of it is beautiful to look at, it's interesting, all of that. You have to use special lens, you can't look at it with your naked eye, you know, all of that. So spiritually, in different ancient traditions, they teach that any form of eclipse, it does affect our digestive system. Okay, so I'm going to add that in here because I did mention it a little bit, but I didn't mention digestive system before I posted on my website. But it does affect our digestive system, so we'll talk about that later. But it is known as chaotic energy. So a lot of yoga practices, they won't practice their vinyasa on that day. In some traditions for qigong, they won't practice their movements as well. So it's known as having chaotic energy. The sun is adjusting itself all day, or that hour that the eclipse is taking place all over the world on different continents. So that energy is trying to restabilize itself. So as the sun is aligning itself and returning to its regular path, we have no need to really align ourselves as well. For those who practice any kind of energy meditation, like I said, based on their spiritual belief and also how it affects our body as well, they won't be doing any practices that day. If they do, it will be mindfulness meditation, and it's simply just being mindful. It's watching your surroundings, watching others, watching nature, your thoughts, your feelings, even doing some kind of calm breathing, anything that's relaxing for you. It's also taught that and it's scientifically proven that your food will take a little bit longer to digest, so maybe not eating heavy foods on that day. Some people will drink, they'll eat lightly. They might not eat anything at the time that the eclipse is very strong, especially at the high peak time. So at any eclipse time, because we're having the solar eclipse on the 30th, the very last day in April, and then in May we're going to have on the 15th a full moon eclipse in Scorpio, right? So in between that time the energy is strong. So I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but any kind of meditation that you'll do will be mindfulness. Another meditation would be self-reflection, and at this point you may end up getting new ideas. So as I was writing this, I was laughing to myself because it's like always when you are told that you can't do something, you want to do it more. Or like say Fridays, you know, it's the end of the week and you get a great idea and you're like, oh, it's Friday, that business is going to be closed or whatever, right? And now they're going to have this new 35-hour work week, which I think it's very good because I've worked 32 or 35 hours a week before, and based on the stress of the job, you're pretty much burnt out before you can even get to 40, before you even get to 30. Depends on the job. If you have to deal with the public, you know, customer service. People can be annoying and rude and no manners, and they don't listen, and they don't do what they're supposed to do. And if they don't know how they're supposed to do, they're mad at you about it. So it's a lot of energy, right? So can you imagine a regular full moon, a regular new moon? I feel new moons are a little bit lighter, but full moons can affect people, in a stronger way. It's pulling water energy, and we're made up of a higher percentage of water. So, another meditation is self-reflection. So I think it'll be so good for people who are impatient to have some self-reflection. I can be impatient on certain things. Other times it's not. It's kind of like, where has this person been and what are they doing, right? So self-reflection would be really good, writing down any plans that you may have. And within that time frame, right, from April 30th to May 15th, and then I like to say May 16th, when the energy, when the moon goes in Sagittarius, the day after, about like 4:51 a.m. Pacific time, it will switch from the Scorpio energy into Sagittarius energy, into the waning moon on May 16th. So you'll have that fire energy, which is really good, of Sagittarius. So you would want to just write down all these ideas, new plans that you want to start. So when all the eclipse is completely over and Mercury isn't in retrograde, because Mercury retrograde starts on May 10th and it ends June 2nd or June 3rd, depending on where you live in the world, right? You write down these ideas, and then you look at your moon calendar, and then you can just plan ahead. Now, after the eclipse season, you can take a look back at these plans that you've written down and see which ones are logical and you feel a strong connection to doing that year. Then you can go ahead and do that. And it's also a great time to start all your new ideas, especially on the new moon after all of these eclipse energy. So that would be really good. Now, like I said, after the solar eclipse, there will be the Mercury retrograde, and then there's different techniques to know how to handle the Mercury retrograde. A lot of people, will mention like technology issues, communication issues, all of that. So by now, people should be aware of it. If you're aware of it, you know what to do, and you can still manifest within that time period. It's just not signing any contracts or any agreements, because everything is not fully revealed, right? Even if it looks good, on the surface, there's something hidden that you might not know about, that someone could be hiding from you, or even that person don't even know about, right? So you just want to wait on it. So, with this full moon lunar eclipse happening in Scorpio on May 15th, that will close that energy down, okay? It will kind of like just end that energy. However, it takes about 6 months to a year for us to see what that energy is like in our lives, okay? It will take that time frame for us to just work with that energy, see how it changes our life, and I'll get more into that later. Now, with this Taurus new moon, the word that's associated, or the phrase with Taurus, is I have. So how can we take this energy in, this I have energy, right? So I'm just like breaking it down to myself, and I'm thinking, okay, where am I right now? And if someone's watching this, where are you right now? So it's that I have energy, that second house energy. So you're thinking, what do I have right now? Do I need what I have right now? How do I feel about protecting what I have right now? And what am I working towards having? So it's really a more personal part of the chart that this energy is at. And we all have Taurus within us. So we can all ponder the Taurus life experience and see, how am I with my second house issues? The things that I own, the things that I have. Let me grab this so I don't have to completely. And you know what? I had it right here this whole time. I was like, what is Taurus whole thing again? Right? Your personal possessions, your money, how about how's your money working for you? Are you having it work for yourself? So there's many different issues. What do you value? How does that affect your life with yourself and others? What are your skills, right? So these are some issues that will pop up for you at this time. All right. Now, what is this new moon focus? This new moon focus is mindfulness meditation, and it's also for any eclipse, like the full moon and the new moon. But for this particular new moon, it's happening in the 9th house of Sagittarius. Okay? Now, Taurus is opposite of Scorpio, all right? So Scorpios can really pull in, I don't want to say pull in on the energy, because from what I feel naturally, and when I learned it, it resonated with me. You don't pull on chaotic energy, you observe it and you reflect on yourself, right, in all the eclipses. So with the 9th house, all of our experiences will be around 9th house issues, okay? So either yourself will be going through it or someone you know that's going through it, so you are, taking part in it, right? And also the 3rd house issues a little bit, because that's where Scorpio is. So the 9th house is really your duties, good karma coming in, morality, which is your ethics. It deals with laws, religious issues, philosophy, traveling, higher learning, spiritual values, higher wisdom, your own confidence issues that you may have, being optimistic as well, and also your partners. Now I saw that, so I'm going to look that up. This is the first time I've seen that. And knowing Sagittarius energy, when it comes to being their partner, and if you're with a true Sagittarius and you don't say you vibe, and if you're dealing with someone where the Sagittarius is in a certain spot, they're very fleeing, they're not very committed, right? And if you find one that's committed, they are committed, but they'll still do things their own way, right? So you might be dealing with issues where someone portrays himself one way and they're trying to be that way, but they're still very flawed. So you might be dealing with that as well. All right, I gotta wear my headset. I call it my Janet Jackson headset. Okay. So what is already known? All right. So this part I really like. What is already known. Now, another issue that you can find yourself dealing with the Taurus energy, because they are a mutable sign, is that what is already known and done before is what you can perfect within yourself, right? Within this ninth house experience and within this Sagittarius energy that Taurus is a part of. Now they're both opposites, right? Taurus is earth and Sagittarius is fire. So they're not the opposite match, right? So they're not air and fire and then earth and water. This is earth Taurus in a fire house, and they can benefit if you are willing to observe and listen under this solar eclipse energy. So what can you make better within yourself that's already been done, already known, but you can perfect it so you can learn that from that centaur energy? All right. So this is the job of mutable signs like Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. All right. And being adaptable now from leading up until the full moon lunar eclipse will be a really good thing to do. Okay. Leading up to that full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. All right. And then also keeping that adaptability, you don't have to fully agree with anything or co-sign anything. You just have to be moving with the flow the best you can if there's any kind of turbulence, right? And considering the May 10th when the Mercury retrograde starts, okay? So that would be so important to do. Now, the solar eclipse energy deals with big life changes that can happen around this time. So it could be a change where something ends and something new begins. So it's very important to keep up a mental and spiritual practice that will just keep empowering you or keep you motivated to not allow things to get to you. All right. Now, the eclipse energy can last from 6 months to a year. So I found that to be interesting. And then by the time the next solar eclipse or lunar eclipse happen, it will end that cycle of experience that started with that particular lunar eclipse in that particular sign. Now, what I feel is a good practice is whenever that sign comes back up again, either in a full moon or a new moon form, you can interject some positive energy work to help your situation, especially if it was a change that you're not so happy with. I don't feel like you should wait like a long time for that next, solar eclipse in Taurus, right? I didn't even check to see when that will be, but you can comment that in the comments if you'd like. That would be wonderful. Okay. So that's another important teaching with this solar eclipse energy. So it's just really important to use these new moons and full moons even before the cycle happens. All right. So now check this out. It's important to use the new moon and the full moon before the eclipse season to manifest the things that you really want in life. But if you're seeing this video just a few days before the eclipse season starts, which is April 30th, you can use the moon phase, the cycle of the moon for that day. Okay, like say today, let's put it into practice, right? So today that I'm recording this video is the 26th. Is it 26th? Yeah. The 26th. So today's the 26th. Tuesday the 26th, the moon is in Pisces, this waning crescent, okay, as an example. So you're seeing this video now. I'll put this video up as soon as I can. You can use the moon phase, the cycle of the moon that day, which today's Pisces, along with the planetary hour, right? And the day of the week, Tuesday, is like a Mars day. The day you can like fight for your self-protection and work, well, all of that. And the planetary hour, and you're going to use that to bring in positive things for yourself or to cast away negative things. Okay. So right now is, oh my gosh, right now is the Mars energy. Look at, oh, hold on. I'm trying to show. Look at that. It is Mars right there. Boom. Red planet. It's Mars. Okay. So it is the Mars energy right now on Tuesday. Perfect. All right. And let's see. Still got 43 minutes left. Look at that. The Mars energy right there. Okay. And it has a bar that shows you your duration of time right there. So I really like that. And at the top, it shows your location and all of that, so you can program it to wherever you are. Just make sure that you double check the app that you're using. Planetary hours is what this app says. All right. So we don't have to sit there and figure it out, like an old astrologer. That's a lot. Now, if you're doing yoga, if you practice yoga or qigong, like I said, depends on the tradition, you do kind of practice that day, or you do mindfulness meditation. Taurus governs the neck, the throat, anything within the neck and the throat, the voice, the vocal cord, and also the tonsils, right? So all of the mouth area, the neck, I would consider, right? So you want to be gentle with yourself, maybe not trying anything new or, so on and so forth. Now, if you are a Taurus, or you have prominent Taurus sign in your chart, Taurus is in the MC, so that's the 10th house, right? And you're in the spotlight. So when you're in the spotlight, you want to be on your best behavior. That's not what I like to say. You want to, dot your I's and cross your T's, right? And really think about also how you can improve your 10th house, career, job, work to career, public image, all of that. And then the opposite is Scorpio. So they're in the private sector area, and they're, working through that. Right now, I mentioned that it's opposite, 9th house is opposite the 3rd house, right, of Gemini. So Scorpio being in that I think environment, right? You are concerned with your immediate environment. So maybe something happening within, your home could also a little bit, right? but also your mind and the basic learning, basic understanding. Maybe you might experience something where you're not communicating with someone on a basic level, which, it's something that you might have fundamentally known, but then you just forget. So communication issues, sibling issues, or someone close enough like a sibling, any kind of mental activity where you're thinking and processing things on a fundamental basis that not everyone knows, which is evident and from different jobs that I've had, and they just won't implement it, right? So any kind of third house issues can also be a part of the ninth house issue that one can experience during this solar eclipse in Taurus. All right, so we really want to get grounded. We want to be flexible in our decisions, but we don't want to make any strong decisions at this time. What else? I'm going to open this up here so I'm not looking over there. Okay, so what else do we have? So it's been said that it's 84 years since the solar eclipse aligned with Uranus. So I've put down the Sun conjuncts Uranus 4 degrees 3 minutes here. So we'll get into that shortly. So it's been 34 years since a solar eclipse aligned with Uranus. So Taurus, Geminis, and Aquarius, I feel this is a great time for you to really think about your Uranus energy, meaning that, how you can better defend yourself, protect yourself, your personal freedom. Think about your personal freedom, your personal emotional enjoyment, your financial enjoyment. So anything around that, I feel like Taurus, Gemini, and Aquarius can think about their financial future, their present moment, and how they can adjust that, to better themselves, right? So let's look at two conjunctions. I want to look at the Sun conjuncts Uranus at 4 degrees 3 minutes, and also Venus sextile Pluto 0 degrees 40 minutes. So the Sun conjuncts Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius, but also Taurus and Gemini. They can vibe with the Taurus, with the Uranus energy. I've seen that in different astrology, and I feel that too, just based on the time Uranus was discovered and the attributes that was given to Uranus based on what was happening here on Earth at that time, right? So these planets get their attributes from that, and different reasons as well, right? So these three signs can benefit from this planetary energy and what's ascribed to it, right? Independence, freedom, and so on, right? So both of the energy, the Sun and Uranus, they lead us to be more independent and for us to go our own way, go to our own beat of our drums that might be unconventional to others. But we also want to be aware of any extreme one-sided views. So you want to use the energy in a very positive way towards your own personal freedom, remembering that Uranus can just kind of, go crazy, like once you push that button. So you want to have that focus, your thoughts and your views and your opinions, right? So you want to have self-control. This will bring in what you desire. So it's a real good time to reconnect or to improve your own individuality, your own originality, kind of reaffirm that. Now, the trick is having control, but still pushing against what is restrictive to you. Now, if you're a life path or birth number 1, right? Love it, right? You can benefit from this same energy, from this conjunction with this Uranus energy and the Sun being the self, right? So if you're life path 1, where you add up the month, the day you were born, and the year, and you break down that number in numerology, right? If that comes up to a 1, you can benefit from this, right? In case someone doesn't know how to do that, watching this video, right? So number 1s, they're already big on being unique. We, like doing our own things, and so is the Uranus energy and the Sun energy, right? You both have trouble accepting authority, right? And especially authority that, might package something great to you, and they might show you, oh, this is great, the package delivery is great, but then you can see, here we go again with Aquarius energy too, you can see that, hey, this sounds like BS. This can get out of control, and you just don't align with it. And you just feel like, this can be controlling and restrictive in the future. So that will be a really good planet to meditate on, but not let it get you too fired up like a Mars, okay? And another way you can use this energy is to strengthen your confidence and your focus, your determination. If you have a job that is in teaching, mentoring, or any kind of work or field where you are being an example to someone and doing something that you love, you enjoy, or that you just feel like, hey, this is the right time to do it. And that's what Uranus is also with the computer and the communication, much like how Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So they're into that time and communication with computers and so on. Uranus, Aquarius with Uranus, of course, and Taurus, of course, with the ruled by Venus, but also they can vibe with the Uranus energy as well, I feel. Okay, now Venus sextiles Pluto 0 degrees 40 minutes. Now this one is Venus energy, so we know it's love, okay? And we know that it's the Pluto energy of having mystery behind them. So in short, the Venus energy is a harmonious energy with this sextile, and you want to go deeper in your relationship. You care about your partner's feelings, and you want to get to the core matters. What was the root? What's the start? And you want to help them to be their best selves, but you also expect that same kind of emotional support for yourself as well. So you're just all big on love and receiving love in just like a big whole love fest circle, right? So and you want that same thing from your partner. With the Venus energy coming in too, it also blesses you if you're born in your birth chart with this, but also you can tap into this energy as well on that day to meditate mindfully and just kind of see if you're living up to these beautiful Venus experience, right? And just tap into that. And if you're born with this type of alignment, you'll have this natural or your own unique beauty and your own attractiveness, your own sexiness, whatever, you'll have that attractiveness. But you can also tap into that energy as well. Now the Pluto comes in where it really drives you to do research. So you can interpret this as research on different Venus love, attraction, self healing, anything to do with Venus. You'll investigate it more because Pluto will give you that energy. It gives you that drive to that passion and the pleasure to uncover secrets, to taking or talking about like deep topics, being analytical, analyzing things, researching, studying the occult as well. Okay, so you also have these great contact lists of people. So you're very social in your own way of having great contact lists of people and you still manage good relationships with them. So this is a great success for you to have different people that you can contact with as resources. Okay, so we did that. Yes. All right, let's see how long this is. Oh, this went over the time that I wanted to do it, but that's all good. Okay, so let's get into it here. So from now, you guys already have some information on what the energies is like for that day from certain signs. All right, so I'm just going to go through it. All right, I'm going to bring up this chart here so I can see for everyone. So for Taurus, you know that you will be dealing with the ninth house issues. Okay, so we already kind of went over that as well. Now you also have the Uranus, the Sun, and the Moon, and you'll have the North Node. Okay, because you have the North Node, and Scorpio has the South Node. So you know, as Taurus, your horoscope reading, you should be focusing on where you want to be in this life. Also look at your birth chart, what your North Node is, because that's what you're supposed to be doing in this life. But for everyone, you can think of the good qualities of Taurus and see how you can incorporate that into your life as well. Okay, so I'm trying to remember the good qualities of Taurus. right? So they're good traits. Okay, so I have to look at it really quickly. All right, so just being like very intelligent, I know that. Okay, your values, your honesty, right? So yeah, for people who are not honest, or who are just not thoughtful in thinking, so everyone will experience that. And really, when you're looking at someone else, you should also look at yourself. How am I thoughtful? You know, am I doing any kind of critical thinking here? Loving and being honest and being pleasant, you know, not just for others, but mainly for yourself. Okay, so boom. Okay, that's for everyone, not just for Taurus sun sign, Taurus moon, Taurus rising sign. Okay, now with Aries, you guys have Chiron energy, so some healing work to do as well for you. Okay, so that will be very powerful for you. Now I'm moving backwards. So now for Pisces, you do have Mars here. Okay, in Pisces, you do have Jupiter and you do have Venus. So working with those energies, and also Neptune. All right. So you're going to work on those energies, and it's all affecting your 7th house with your relationship with others. Okay. And for Aries, it's in the 8th house of healing with it, which is Scorpio's house. I didn't say that, but the 8th house is your own money, other people's money, and finding balance with any 8th house issues. Of course, back to Pisces, Mars, you have Jupiter, you have Venus, and you also have Neptune. So that happening in the 7th house with relationships, that's what you will be dealing with. So in short, I would say really manifest what you want. You have all these planets here, okay, and they're not retrograde from what I see. So this is just a really good time to tap into these energies and see how they can benefit your personal relationships, your marriage, if you have any kind of partnerships that you have. It's more of a thought-based thing, not pulling in on energies, right? So we have Aquarius, and Aquarius, okay, you have that Saturn energy. So see how Saturn energy can work for your 6th house, your work, your health, I believe Virgo house, any kind of self-improvement that you can do on yourself and really put in the work, and then Saturn will reward you for that. Capricorn, okay, you have that Pluto energy, so really diving deep and looking into things and getting a clearer understanding, seeing the bigger picture of things, and other things to do with Pluto energy. Also, how does this affect your romance life, you having fun, being fun to be around, and your creativity. All right, Sagittarius, you're in the 4th house, so your main thing is really your home, your parents, and getting some kind of agreement or contract with them, I feel. But wait, don't make any decisions until, the 2nd week of June, and really, tap into your rituals and protecting your energy and nurturing yourself, and make the best decision for yourself. It's really you feeling safe and secure, especially if any dealings with money and any kind of 4th house issues. Okay, Scorpio, you're in the 3rd house. Just like Sag, it's very private affairs, 3rd house, but it's how you're communicating, and also the karma of your past actions, even past life, your past actions in this life, and how it's affecting you. So you just want to make sure that, like I said, today's the 26th. I'm uploading this video on April 26th. So really work through any kind of practices that you can do, get your mind focused in getting through the chaotic eclipse energy. And I never want to say it's all negative. It's all positive, but it's just being mindful, right? So yeah. All right, so Libra is definitely looking at a lot of 7th house, a lot of 2nd house, a little bit of 3rd, but 2nd house mainly. Okay, so it's the things that you possess, maybe dealing with having a home, your money, also your values and your skills. Okay, your own personal resources. It's that I have energy. So Libra, you'll be really thinking about the house of Taurus under this solar eclipse. And since it's a solar eclipse, you're thinking about yourself and what's best for you. And, dealing the eclipse, it's a readjusting time. So there's a lot of lessons there. In the 1st house is Virgo. Virgo, you're thinking about the I am energy, your own appearances, what feels good to you, what is good for you, putting yourself first, Virgo. There's no planets there, just like for Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius, no planets. So you're just really focusing on the energy of this solar eclipse, like the other three signs, and the house that you are in. Leo, you have the fortuna. So you have the fortune, the good luck energy, if you will. Okay, so your focus is the 12th house, and the 12th house is the dream state, the astral projection, any kind of manifesting work in the astral plane, and make sure you're doing what you can in this plane and not self-sabotaging yourself. And solitude, like keeping things to yourself, kind of work in secret until you manifest what it is that you want. Okay. Cancer, you're in the 11th house, so you are really thinking about your social group, your social settings, what you aspire to do. It could be in work, in anything. Okay, a group, work, your the things that you aspire to do. All right, and then you also have the Lilith energy. So Cancer, you have Lilith now where it was in Gemini, so Lilith just came into your sign. So definitely research Lilith in Cancer, everyone that's watching this, and see how the energy plays out. And that way it's more of a preventative kind of thing, and then how you can use the energy in a most positive way. Okay, so it's like, I like to think of it as a problem solving energy, everything that Lilith is known for, I can't think of going into it right now, but also problem solving. Okay, so, and self-respect, and how you handle your you being rightfully upset, and how you handle your energy, and how you receive what you want, and also protecting your energy as well. That's the message that's coming through for that Lilith moon. Okay, boom, boom. And since Lilith is in your sign, Cancer, which I wish I focused on, is that you can really use the new moon energy when the moon is dark in the sky. So really tap into that. All right, Gemini, you're in the 10th house of your personal careers and your public appearance and all of that. Gemini, you have Mercury. So yeah, you have your planet. You have your planet, Mercury, communications. So definitely spend, thinking about, it's 0 degrees, 48 minutes. So definitely think about, I want to pull this out because I did have think about where you want to go, what you want to do with your life, and at least meditate on that for, at least 48 minutes, right? 50 minutes, meditate on where you want to go, what you want to do, like a restart, and think about your leadership. Think about just starting over, it's like a fresh slate, but also think about also number one, meaning, think about teamwork. What should teamwork look like? But it should be more like putting yourself first, your leadership for yourself, all of that. Like what does group support look like, right? So if you feel like you're not being supported, then stay clear from that and really focus on that restart. Okay, so that is it for everyone. Let me pull a card. Ooh, this one jumped out. I'm gonna keep it down. What energy for this new moon? We're pulling on just a message. 3 card, so we need 2 more. Okay, some positive vibes here. So let's just get a message for the solar eclipse, new moon in Earth sign, mutable sign, Taurus. All right, so the card that popped out was the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords popped out, and I feel like you should say lovely things to yourself. You should be encouraging to yourself. I feel with this card that it's saying that you should be mindful of the words that you're saying. Let me flip the other card. Whoa, holy crap. Okay, so Page of Swords, okay? So it's definitely a lot of air energy, okay, in this one, air and fire. So the Page of Swords, really be willing to learn and to encourage yourself, and just, encourage yourself. That's what I'm feeling with this one. 5 of Swords, man, whenever you win that battle, just be humble. That's what I can say. With this energy coming through, just be humble with whatever battles you feel you're fighting, or someone's coming up against you. And even if you know that you're correct, be adaptable. And I think this is where that's playing in again with the mutable sign, is try to be as adaptable as you can. And if it's a lesson that you're relearning again, you better not make that mistake again. The Tower. Okay, something definitely will end that needs to end. Don't try to hold on to it. You know, whenever the Tower card comes up and I ask a question and I remember this, that did end, right? So it was like that chapter, it's closing, like it's over, it's finished, it's gone, it's done. All right, so these are the 3 cards that wanted to pop up, guys. So yeah, these are the cards with the message for this solar eclipse. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please click like. Thank you guys again for watching. Check out the description how you can support this channel. It's appreciated. This way I can keep making the videos, and I will see you next time. Peace. Happy solar eclipse. Definitely keep your energy calm because it's chaotic energy. It's a lot of energy coming in at once, so it's going to be hard to focus. That's one of the things too. It's so much emotion. So, and I've noticed, and comment if you were born on a solar eclipse, that sometimes your energy is down when it should be up. It's just a lot of thoughts, and depends on the house that you're born in, but you tend to draw very strongly to learn more about chaotic situations, you know, and drama and stuff like that. So it's not negative, it's just you are aware, you know. So let me know. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Click like. Thank you for watching. Bye. Peace.